Hi everyone, my name's Rebecca. Welcome back to My Bookish Travels. Today I'm going to be doing reviews for books 16 through 20. As always, I try to keep these very short so that if you're wondering what my thoughts and feelings are, you can hear them. As well as normal, I'm not going to be going into a lot of the actual description of the book because you can definitely find that online on Goodreads or other sources for what the book is about. So jumping into 16, it is Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. This book put me in a reading slump. I did not mesh with the writing, what the storyline was about, or even the characters. This book bothered me a lot, and I did push through to finish it because I'm definitely one that I have to finish the book once I start it. I just can't stop it halfway and be like, I don't like this, I'm not finishing it. My brain just will not it won't it won't compute if I was like, I'm gonna not finish that. I have to finish it. It's just how my brain works. So for me, this one is one that definitely put me in a reading slump. It took over a month to finish. I've never been so behind on my reading goal, but I'm so glad that I did finish this because it means it's off of my TBR. It's no longer going to be a part of my shelves. It's going to be given to a new home and whatnot. So I know this falls under the Gothic genre for literature. It definitely does give that vibe, but I think this is going to be my one and only toe dipping into the V.C. Andrews waters because I just did not mesh well with this and I don't have any plans to read further with her writing. It just didn't work for me. Book 17 that I finished, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It is this one. It's Signing Naturally student workbook for units 1 through 6. For those of you that do not know, I am currently in the midst of taking the Canadian Hearing Society's courses for learning sign language. I actually just got the results from 103 and I did pass that so I can move on to 104 in the fall. And I ended up, this covers the actual program for learning ASL 101 and ASL 102. And this is a really good resource to use to complement what you learn in the class. So there's not really much to say about it. If you guys are looking to learn sign language or you're looking to kind of figure out how to start learning it, this is what they started with us for learning the language. So this does complement the class, but if you're just wanting to get this for itself, you'll at least know what they're teaching in here. But the entire discs are all done in sign. It's completely nonverbal, so it may, depending on how you learn best, not be the easiest without having the complementation of the class. Complementation, is that a word? It complements well with the class. There, we'll say that for proper English. But I did enjoy this and I found that it was very helpful as a resource for going through. I think you can see all of my tabs for things as I was working through this for the 2 courses, and I definitely got the value of how expensive this book is out of it for the course. All right, number 18, I don't have a lot to say. This ended up being on my Goodreads because my niece came to visit for her birthday weekend, and she wanted to be read this book. This is Dr. Seuss, 1 Fish, 2 Fish, 3, 4, 5 Fish, and she really enjoyed this. We actually sat down and read through it twice together. She was just very engaged in it, which is nice to see. I haven't seen her in 6 months, so I got to see a big change in her with her love of books between the last time I saw her and this time, and this, out of all of her books that she has here, appeared to be her favorite because this is what she chose to have read that night. So book 19 that I finished is actually for the online book club I'm a part of, and it is Wolf Gone Wild. So this was actually gifted to me. The whole series was from my friend, and this is what we read for our last pick. This one's really unique. It takes place in New Orleans, and all of the characters have some form of magical abilities. And we have a lot of fun stuff happening and not so fun stuff happening. I really enjoyed the fact that there's a lot of quirkiness to our main character. She loves Star Wars. She has this really vibrant personality. She has these awesome graphic t-shirts she always wears. She loves reading comics, and she's actually an artist herself. I liked the play back and forth between her and the main character because they both seem to have these very strong personalities and they kind of can give and take at the same time, even though our main character doesn't seem to have the most confidence in herself and her work. But there is a lot explained with that. There were a few things that I didn't really like very much, but I do enjoy that the author has done a really nice job of enveloping all of the characters, or the majority of the characters that are going to come and play in the next books in this series. And I thought that she did a really good job kind of closing it off, although there are some things that didn't get answered that I kind of wish either got touched upon in a later book or were resolved in this one. But again, it gives that realism factor that not everything does have to have a solution in a book. And number 20 was this audiobook, which was over 30 hours. Outlander. This was really interesting listening to because the narrator does such a phenomenal job with languages. Like, she does, well, not, I shouldn't say languages, like she does speak in French a few times because there is some French in the book for the character to speak, but she does a phenomenal job changing the accents of the characters. So I don't know if she speaks in a specific accent normally, but in the book she's got the British accent. She speaks with a French accent when she's speaking French. She speaks with a Scottish accent for the Scottish characters, and just really makes this story come alive. I really enjoyed the audiobook for this, and because of how chunky the books are and because of how slow a reader I am, I may delve more into the audio format for these. But it doesn't mean I won't want to go back and read the physical book, because there are certain quotes that are just so beautiful. I actually would love to highlight it in my book, which is saying something because I have tried, there's a couple of books that I have done where I've tried to annotate, and I'm not a good annotator. It doesn't work for me, and I just stress out too much for it. But anyway, those are the 5 books that I have finished thus far, and if you guys have read any of them, or you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to do so in the comment section down below. I will see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you then. Bye!